Welcome, everybody. John Zegar. Good morning. Good morning. 1:12 in the morning, Wednesday. Wednesday morning at 1:12. Been raining around here on the eastern slope. Actually, it's been trying to snow yesterday. There was snow on the ground off and on. It was kind of like wet snow, almost like heavy rain flakes. Rain flakes. Drinking a little cup of coffee, half and half. And went to bed early last night. Got quite a bit accomplished. And hit the sack early and kind of had another one of those episodes of a download through the portal where information was pouring in about maybe 40 minutes ago, and decided to just get up and deal with it and try to process what I was hearing, and probably be a good idea to put a podcast together while I'm up. So here's not a long one tonight, just a few minutes to kind of visit with you guys and talk about a couple things that I've been paying attention to. The podcast tonight is Common Sense, Energy, Reality, and here's a couple observations that I just wanted to talk about. I'm not sure I have an opinion of one of these in particular, but maybe toss it out there and see if anybody wants to respond back and shed some light on, their view of it. They talk about energy and moving energy around in various programs, right? And as you do that, increase your frequency, right? It increases the likelihood of manifesting things. And as your vibrations and frequency go up, there's a greater probability that you manifest what you're needing or wanting, right? And of course that's your intention, and there's emotion attached to that. And it all makes very good sense, from a quantum perspective. I'm on board. So I'm listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza's latest, what was the guy's name? Robert? I don't remember his first name, but let's just say Robert for the sake of conversation. And it was like Robert's testimony. And Dr. Joe Dispenza's sitting on a chair next to this guy, and he's telling his story, and Dr. Joe is narrating, his interpretation and experiences of what occurred. So, and all that's fine. That's great. He does that all the time, and that's really helpful. That's a very good thing for us to get his perspective and slant on the testimony. This guy's talking about his wife. Or no, this guy's talking about his husband. And my head's shaking because it's like, what? What did this guy just say? And he referenced to that, I believe, twice, if not 3 times, about his husband. And I'm having a hard time getting my mind wrapped around, is this guy just mistakenly referencing to something wrongly or in his relationship, or is this a story of a story he's telling about somebody else? Just really confusing. The other alternative is the obvious, that the guy's gay, which is fine. Doesn't matter to me either way. But it is just so out of character that somehow a reference to this guy's husband needed to be in the story. So that's the first encounter in trying to interpret this guy's testimony of whatever the hell he's trying to say. He goes on to talk about he's needing, I don't know, $10,000. Again, we're not talking about somebody with any terminal illness, sickness, ill health, disease, trauma. We're talking about a guy and his husband needing $10,000 for something. So, this is kind of like the lady the other day, a couple days ago, whose testimony was about her being cold and called the blanket lady, and she was trying to reach some healing of some kind where she wouldn't need a blanket and be cold. Whew. Boy, oh boy. Man, whatever. I don't know. So anyway, this guy's story, I figured, well, you got me the first couple minutes. It's pretty captivating, so I guess I'll listen and see, is this guy really asking for money up on the stage in front of everybody? Is this really what he's doing here? Is that his healing? Because if so, everybody and their brother's going to be running now to Dr. Joe's seminars or workshops or whatever he wants to call them, and they're all going to be asking for specific sums of money. Boy, has this whole business gone downhill and crashed in the toilet. There used to be people that needed healing. So anyway, the story goes that he's at Dr. And this is me trying to figure out what this guy is actually saying, because it's so disjointed. Maybe psychotropic medication might help, but he's evidently at one of Dr. Joe's workshops, somehow gets a phone number to text Dr. Joe and wants to do a face chat with him as a result of what I guess he manifested. How did he get Dr. Joe Dispenza's phone number? I mean, there's just all kinds of quirky uncertainties in the whole testimony. It's just bizarre. It's actually, the whole story is just totally bizarre. So I don't know. He stops that part of the conversation, and now he's talking about he had to leave the seminar early to fly back to San Diego for a business meeting. And of course, he's working on his raising his, his energy and vibrations and blah, 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 and trying to arrive at this $10,000 for whatever the hell he needs $10,000. I have no idea. And he gets this, once he's back in San Diego, he gets a phone call from somebody and says, do you want to have breakfast? And he says, well, sure, and goes to meet with this guy, and the guy is somebody that he knows associated to a business that was recently sold, and the guy is telling him that he saw him as kind of a important aspect of the whole growth and eventual sale of the company, and was very grateful for his participation and everything that he did. So now we have a story that's kind of making sense, okay? Forget all the Dr. Joe thing, forget all the seminar. This is just a businessman who's meeting with another businessman, and they're having breakfast, and he's getting some feedback on some positive things that he did in regards to this particular business that the guy sold. And he wanted to gift him something for the work that he had done. Fine. Sounds great to me. And asked for, at breakfast, his bank account number. Now think about this for a minute, you guys. You're sitting having breakfast with some person who you know, who's grateful for whatever you've done, and he out of the blue asks for your bank account number. Now, I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around the gall and audacity of somebody asking for another person's bank account number. The I guess inference is that the guy's going to bestow upon him some monetary sum of money, right? For his thankfulness of what he's done. That's fine. I got that. But it's a little personal to be asking for somebody's bank account number. I wouldn't give my bank account number to anybody. If you want to give me some money, then, give me some money. It's face to face, eye to eye. Anyway, the guy gives him his bank account number, and he shows this receipt of a wire transfer of $500,000 into his bank account. Now I'm trying to get my head around, the story now just got totally so bizarre and outlandish and just out in outer space world of some kind. Who in the world is going to give somebody $500,000 in gratitude for their inspiration or encouragement of a business? You know what I mean? I mean, let's say the guy had a good business and he built it up and he sells it. How many businesses are there that will sell at a dollar amount proportionate so that you can gift someone $500,000? I don't know. I'm at loss. I mean, I just watched the video, I don't know, 20 minutes ago or something like that? 25 minutes ago? Let's assume that I come from a world of common sense and reality and energy that doesn't entail somebody getting gifted $500,000. And this guy, here's what's even more bizarre. This guy is just telling this story a matter of factly, kind of arrogantly. Like, I've raised my vibrational level, right? My energy has increased to such a proportion from the meditations and work that I've been doing in Dr. Joe's program, that when I was trying to obtain $10,000, I ended up with $500,000. Now, I don't know. Let's assume that's true. I can't. I mean, that's just bizarre. That's just totally bizarre. And then the guy standing up on stage next to Dr. Joe, and Dr. Joe's basically endorsing this guy for the obvious reasons. I mean, he's going to attract more people into his program, to pay more money, to go to his workshops, buy all of his materials and stuff. So he's on board, of course. And I don't know, maybe he believes the story. I don't believe the story. I think it's a big fairy tale, but the guy says, and this is pretty much a quote. I don't think I'm misrepresenting what he said, but he said it's that easy, quote unquote. It's that easy. Have an intention, some heightened emotion, raise your vibrational levels, blah, 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 and whatever you want, money-wise, just shows up. So, discussion. I read a lot on the internet, and I really need to get off of the internet. There was some guy on London Reel this past week. I don't know who he is. Somebody from Sweden. Blonde-haired old guy from Sweden who was talking about us being overrun by AIs in the near future. And as the story goes, I mean, some of it's really realistic, you know. Some of it's kind of common sense with the way technology is going. You know, but he was pretty brash with just saying, you know, Mark, what's his name? Mark Suttenberg or something like that, who runs Facebook. You know, he just flat out said, you know, the guy don't run Facebook. He's just a kid. You ever see the expression on his face? He has no clue how to answer questions, you know. Common sense reality, common sense energy. I guess that's where I come from. My background is common sense. I went to school. I went to a college prep, a private college prep, high school, right? Yeah. With the Jesuits, got an impeccable education there. Private grade school, which was, I thought, you know, looking back, an excellent education there. I went on to college, to a private Jesuit college. Incredible education. Went on to graduate school, same thing. And took other educational classes and schools, mostly around psychology and neuroscience and sociology, just stuff like that. But you know, the background was all was common sense education. It wasn't, well, it was Newtonian. Back when I was in school, you know, there wasn't a whole lot of quantum stuff happening. And our perspective of things were pretty much black and white. You know, you do this, this, and this, and in return you may end up with this, this, and this. $500,000 just doesn't show up in your banking account from a distant, I don't know, business partner of sorts. It just doesn't happen. But the program seems to foster the thought that all of this stuff can now occur in that manner. And as a result, everybody is jumping on the bandwagon. You know, it's a trend now. It's a cult. That whole program now has become a cult. And these people that are in it all believe, you know, that they're neuroscientists now. And when you listen to them offer feedback to a newcomer's question, they respond as if they are now professors and have authority to comment in a scientific manner, which they don't have any scientific background of education. There's no common sense anymore. It's past that. Common sense to these people now are, if you can dream it, you can have it. Well, yes and no, I suppose. Yes and no, I suppose. But it's kind of gotten out of balance. And I'm sort of objecting to that tonight, I guess. It's my opinion. It's my personal feelings and thoughts. And they all might be very, very well-intended. I don't know. I don't know how many people are involved, but thousands and thousands and thousands all over the world, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger because the ice cream the ice cream cone is getting, more scoops, and everybody is expecting that, their ice cream cone is going to be bigger than the other person's. Whereas this whole thing started with people that were sick. People that had an illness, a physical illness. I sure wish I had the money to go out and do better research, because I think I would have a different spin on it. Not out of spite, just I'm not buying this whole thing. I mean, I meditate, I don't know, every day for years and years and years, and I have good intentions and heightened emotions, and this ain't sour grapes. It's just, I follow the program. And I've had some benefits, obviously. Meditation does incredible things for people. But I haven't had anything happen to me. I haven't had any diseases cured, or sickness or illnesses cured, or money come into my account, or lack become abundance, or the things that occur to me are just common sense kinds of things about reality. If I go do this, this, and this, then there's a chance or probability things might get a little bit better here and there. So I guess I'm gonna start, and I guess I already have, I'm gonna start just looking at this stuff as entertainment. Maybe that's exactly what I need to do, and I've been looking at it as scientific, research, but maybe it's just nothing more than entertainment, and everybody knows that except me. Maybe I've been the fool, and I've been the one who has been believing and thinking this stuff actually occurs. And, we're just getting more and more ridiculous when we're talking about people that are trying to be warmer so they don't have to have a blanket, and they're getting a half a million put in their bank account for no reason at all, really. So, I don't know. I guess I'm going to probably switch over and start just viewing it as entertainment and enjoy that. So anyway, interesting stuff for me, and I just wanted to comment on it. It's my own personal thing. I'm entitled to say whatever I want to say. I don't have any information to show that what they're talking about is realistic or the result of moving energy around here or there. I just am having a difficult time wrapping my head around where they're going. I don't know. So anyway, God bless everybody. Take care of one another and look forward to talking to you all again real soon. Thanks. See you. Bye.